The product I'm pitching today is what I've labelled Fresh Air Deodorant. A deodorant designed to combat hormonal sweating through menopause, as well as a natural odour issue that affects some men and women in the age 55 plus demographic. This is due to an increase in omega-7 fatty acids and lipid peroxides on the skin. We aim to do this all without carrying the harms and possible side effects that many brands do. As you can see, the packaging will consist of natural earthy colours, giving it that safe, gentle feel. The base will contain carrier oils like coconut oil and shea butter, which are skin-safe natural ingredients aimed to target consumers' emotional values for comfort and protection. The odour combatants will be arrowroot powder to absorb moisture, baking soda to absorb odour, and zinc oxide to act as an antibacterial. What sets Fresh Air apart from mainstream deodorants is the active ingredients, with probiotics like Lactobacillus used to balance the skin microbiome and reduce odour naturally, moving away from the Band-Aid fixed deodorants and treating the cause. Beyond this, the product will also include peppermint oil and menthol as cooling agents against overheating from menopause, which is a strong consumer problem for females in this age range. Fresh Air operates within the personal care and deodorant market, more specifically at the crossroads of the natural beauty, functional skincare, and age-specific personal care segments. The decision to purchase a can of Fresh Air will eventually become habitual, but in the early stages will take higher involvement for those looking to prioritise their health and skin sensitivity. The global deodorant market was valued at $26.5 billion in 2025, according to Mordor's Intelligence's report, and is projected to reach upwards of $35 billion by 2030. While reliable data on the Australian market is scarce, the available industry reports from EMR and IMARC put the figure around 700 million Australian dollars. Given this size and maturity of the market, Fresh Air will adopt a focused niche penetration strategy. The current market is dominated by established brands like Rexona, Dove, and Nivea. Therefore, the barriers of entry are high as a result of brand loyalty and economics of scale. What this means is a highly competitive microenvironment where new brands like Fresh Air must rely on differentiation rather than scale to gain traction. With the market valued approximately 700 million, Fresh Air's goal is 0.5 to 1% of the market within the first 5 years, aiming to generate somewhere between $3.5 to $7 million in annual revenue. This conservative projection reflects the diffusion of innovation process. We expect Fresh Air will be gradually adopted by early adopters before reaching the broader market acceptance gradually. This market share is achievable due to Fresh Air's segmentation and positioning strategy. Rather than trying to appeal to the entire deodorant market, the product focuses on 55 plus year olds who are prone to hormonal sweating and age-related body odor issues. We know that firms who identify and target strict, distinct groups with specific needs are more likely to acquire superior customer value and in turn gain a competitive advantage. Fresh Air's emphasis on natural ingredients, microbiome balance, and age-specific needs creates a product differentiation required in these saturated markets. Fresh Air addresses a multidimensional consumer problem, combining physiological and functional elements. Firstly, aging consumers experience biological changes in body odor, as I mentioned. Secondly, aging skin naturally gets thinner, more dry, and more sensitive. This makes it prone to irritation from common deodorant ingredients, such as alcohol and aluminium compounds. This creates a functional gap as many mainstream products prioritize strength over skin compatibility. Australia has a rapidly aging population according to the ABS, with people aged 55 and older representing a growing portion of consumers. This demographic shift increases demand for age-specific personal care products, particularly those addressing physiological changes that come with that process. There's also a significant cultural shift prioritizing health, wellness, and self-care. This is being pushed across social media platforms, which this demographic is now more involved in. Industry research from McKinsey & Co. indicates that consumers are increasingly prioritizing ingredient safety, efficacy, and long-term health impacts. This contributes to a growth in natural-based care products like Fresh Air. Consumers in the demographic often have a high disposable income and are more willing to invest in premium products. I'll get into that later. These products deliver health and comfort benefits, is the reason being. The deodorant market is highly competitive, with direct and indirect competitors operating within the microenvironment. Direct competitors being those ones there, Rexona, Dove, and Nivea, who dominate the market share through strong brand equity and distribution. However, they rely on aluminium-based products and mass marketing positioning. They place little focus on the age-specific needs or skin sensitivity. Fresh Air's indirect competitors are antiperspirants, fragrances, perfumes, aftershaves, and the like. These products address part of the problem, but like I said, they don't provide a holistic solution. Despite the saturation of the market, there is a clear gap. No major brands target the 55-plus-year-olds, and very limited products address hormonal sweating and aging odors at all. The STP theory explains that firms which identify undeserved segments and tailor their offerings accordingly can achieve competitive advantage. Fresh Air implements this by positioning itself as a natural microbiome-based deodorant designed specifically for aging consumers. The largest segment for Fresh Air consumers is those aged 55 and over. Population data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics indicates that older consumers represent an increasing proportion of the population, reinforcing their importance as a target market. With this demographic, consumers can be further segmented based on values and lifestyle characteristics, these being a health-conscious, risk-averse, and high value on comfort, which aligns with the research showing increasing demand for safe, natural, and effective personal care products. Behaviorally, this segment will prioritize gentle, skin-safe products, as research shows that aging skin gets thinner, more dry, and more sensitive. Along with this, Generation X is the second wealthiest generation in Australia, according to the SBS, with an average net worth of $2.2 million. This should place Fresh Air's target market in a position to be willing to pay for perceived quality and safety. Based on that segmentation analysis, Fresh Air has a concentrated targeting strategy focused on a clear niche. That niche being aged 55 to 70, primarily female but inclusive of males also, located in urban and suburban Australia, middle to upper class, and active, health-conscious, socially engaged lifestyle. Meet Jude, the persona profile for Fresh Air customer. Jude retired from being a professional living in Rockhampton, walks daily, attends social events, and values independence. She experiences occasional hot flushes and increased sweating as she aged. She's developed more sensitive skin over that time too, avoids harsh chemicals in products, and is willing to pay more for a product that improves comfort and confidence. Brands like Rexona, Dove, and Nivea are tailored to young, active boys and girls or young adults. Fresh Air is a premium natural deodorant specifically designed for their physiological and emotional needs of aging consumers, is a deodorant for men and women. Fresh Air targets a functional problem that's not being addressed by mainstream deodorants. The Royal Women's Hospital in Victoria reported that 80% of women in menopause experience hot flushes and night sweats. While we know the 2001 study proved that men and women experience an odor change past 40 years old. Fresh Air creates value by addressing a clearly undeserved need within the deodorant market. Existing products focus on general odor control. Fresh Air targets the specific physiological and psychological needs of the consumers in the demographic. The product's success is supported by a strong STP strategy, focusing on niche but growing segment and delivering differentiated age-specific solutions. This opportunity is reinforced by macro-environmental trends, including an aging population and increasing demand for safe and effective personalized care products. Our success will be measured through a market share growth of 0.5 to 1%, repeat purchase rates, customer satisfaction and retention, as well as brand awareness in the 55 plus segment. Thank you.